into, but we're looking to try to take it to an extra step as to where we can give the troubled youth, give those kids like a apprenticeship program and certification. So when they come out of the program, they have something to where they can get out and start making a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, that's definitely key and needed. And it goes with just everything. That's why I was talking about this build a nation conference. I'm like, is all this stuff is perfectly coming together. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what we talk about on the finances, no matter what we talk about, it always go back to security too. How we gonna secure this? How we gonna protect our people? How we gonna protect our finances and all that stuff? Everything needs protection that you build. So, from the youth to our communities to day to day to events to you name it, you know what I'm saying? Something always needs to be secured, So we definitely love the work that y'all doing. So I went ahead and went live. We'll hopefully Jason to tap in. Welcome to another episode of Wealth is Gangster. You know what I'm saying? We up in here with the homie Stevie Wink from Shield of Valor, Executive Protection. And we just building on the momentum. If you've been around, you've been seeing for the last few months that we've been building, doing events and everything. So, Steve, let the people know, what's coming up. First of all, I know let's briefly go over what happened in California. You know what I'm saying? The 2 or 3 day in California with the youth, and then let's talk about what's about to happen in Oklahoma and what we planning on doing in Texas the following week.
Oh man, yeah. The event in Oklahoma was, I mean, not Oklahoma. I'm sorry, California was great. It was dealing. We're partnered with or nonprofit organization called Mama, and they, it's about kids that had traumatized with violence, gun violence and everything. So it turned out pretty good. We had a program. We were teaching the kids land navigation, um, CPR, CPR first aid or whatnot. So we gave some classes on that. And then one of the fun parts with that, we had the kids go out do a navigation course, and they had to like basically we did like some classroom time. We were teaching them some basic things about land nav, how to read a map, what are some of the legends on the map, what to look for in the map, you know um how to read the map scale, the true north, magnetic north, all that kind of stuff. So we were giving them some basic information, and then from that point, they had to go out like kind of like in an area where we can kind of keep an eye on them. I want to say more so like like more so in the mountains and everything. And then they had to escape from the destruction. They had to find us, and then they had to like kind of more so escape us. And we had like water guns and stuff like that. We kind of hid in the bushes, and they had to spot us and everything. So um, that was part of really the fun part, because you get to see the students to they start like retaining the knowledge that we were teaching them, and then they were having fun at the same time. And not only that, we were teaching them about leadership, how to take lead on things and everything. So man, the kids had a great time. That was a really good event. So looking, one of the things that we're looking to do is actually bring that same event out there to Texas as well.
No, definitely we got to do that because I want to do it. So man, I know y'all did it with the youth. I didn't want to do some of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
and, and like I say, man, I just thought I was thinking about something earlier as we was getting ready to come on. Because I'm building up the Wealth is Gangster Network, and we definitely got to do like I don't know if it's a reality show, but some kind of show around the security company. You know what I'm saying? Talking about what we do, what we're trying to do, what we offer, just everything together, and then it's gonna be clip its day to day stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I know myself, I'm about to start going to the range probably like once a week, every other week, just to get my game up. You know what I'm saying? As part of, hey, I can't be the worst shotter on the team, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
but just stuff like that and recording it and building it up because it all goes together. Like you got the Shield of Valor shirt on, you know what I'm saying? The content, the everything we've been doing. When we first started talking earlier this year, I was like, what? We got some big ideas, but it's gonna take the small steps that get us to the big ideas. You know what I'm saying? And all those small steps been building up. So I think that's something that'll bring light on the company, bring light on what y'all do, what y'all offer, and what we're trying to expand this company for. I see that's a great idea as far as so I guess a reality show or something, just to get y'all in front of the people more. But to double back, so what's coming up in October? I know you know what I'm saying we already got some planned in Oklahoma. Tell us what's coming up. Look at him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Look
oh,
at him.
here we go. Here we go.
Look at
Hey
him,
man,
man. What they say, hey, fashionably late. You know what I'm saying?
making the grand entrance.
Say hey, fashionably late with the muscle T on. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. Exactly.
What's good, family? You came in right. You came in right on time, though. I was just asking him about we had talked about what happened in California this past month with the kids, and then we was talking about what's coming up in October. So I don't know, Steve. You want to keep going? You want to kick it to him? However y'all want to do it. Explain to the people what's coming up in October in Oklahoma. I mean, no, yeah, in October in Oklahoma.
Yeah, we kind of could double back, on that, but to give because I'll let Jason, touch on some of the things that we did in California, man, because that was really fun.
Man,
But
was it?
for some of the things that's coming up in October in Oklahoma, man, we got a event. It's dealing with human trafficking and natural disasters. So we're going to be doing a symposium there in October. It's going to be October 27th. Is going to be in Oklahoma, and I believe in the Brick City. We're going to be having flyers here pretty soon to so that way people can know location, time, etc. But yeah, that event is coming up. So we're going to be teaching CPR and everything. So I'm gonna turn it over to Jason so he can get some of his things.
All right. Well, touching on what Steve was talking about, the camp was phenomenal. Number one, we had, like you said, we had a lot of fun with the kids. We were these are children that were impacted by gun violence. So um, we just had I mean, I'm just smiling because we had a ball with them because they could not they couldn't fathom what we had planned for them
Yeah.
during the whole time that they were there. So we did CPR like Steve said, but when it got to land navigation, that was more of a I guess you could say an advanced hands-on experience with what we were teaching them. We taught them, the classroom side, but we let them go outside and try and find their way back to the camp, and that's when we unleashed on them. You know what I'm saying? So it was fun. It was fun, man. Just having the kids out there and seeing them get involved with something that we learned in the military, and just something that's not even a military thing either. It's just basically know how to find your way around,
Yeah.
and it was a ball. It was a ball. So, touching on what we're going to be doing in Oklahoma, that's going to be an event to where that's going to bring awareness to what takes place during natural disasters. So it's not only a flood; it's earthquakes, tornadoes, fires. All right, so this is what's going to be taking place. So everybody just brush up on, everybody in attendance. So I'm speaking to you two. So brush up on what we need to
He was up.
know about what takes place during a natural disaster pertaining to human trafficking, pertaining to when families are displaced, women and children, especially. All right, so any more questions?
That's big, man. And so do you already know the venue, or that's what we just get ready to get the flyers, and then we'll come back and blast it then.
It's called the Verge. I think it's called the Verge where we're going to be at. It's going to be Bricktown, Oklahoma. So that's where we're going to be at.
Okay.
And we're going to, like I said, we're going to get there like a day in advance, set up, go over what we need to go over. Oh, also, we're going to put up, well, not put up, but we're going to set in place what's called a cause. All right, COSZ, which is Community Outlook Safety Zone. All right, and being that this area is pretty big from what I've seen, it's going to have to be split up in four zones. So if these zones, I don't know if Steve told you what the gentleman does or what he's purposing to do, but he's trying. I think he's trying to get set up some shelters. I believe.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I think he said something about a shelter. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he's trying to get some shelters set up. So during that particular time, we want to set up. We want to get the community involved in setting up what's called the COSZs, which are Community Outlook Safety Zones for those who are displaced by, you know, uh, natural disaster, but not only that, victims of human trafficking. So we'll go into more detail about that, being that this is a streaming platform. We don't want to give away too much of our, I say, protocol or what we're scheduling to do without an NDA being present, because we don't want nobody taking this and trying to make money off of what we set up. All right, so we're gonna have to talk more about it in depth once we're offline, and we can have a telephone conference. So
Yeah, and me being newer to the security world than y'all the veterans, literally and figuratively. You know what I'm saying? so I'm always cautious about, because I know it's some things that we can't just flat out talk about publicly, and some things that can never be talked about. So I'll be having to make sure that I stay on the right path of what we can and can't speak about when it comes to this world. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm
right,
definitely in it. So what? Well, tell us. Will people be able to get certified that day, or will it just be a lot of
right.
y'all just going through like classes or something, or will they people that come out will be able to get certified also?
Well, that particular day, from what we got from Mr. Washington, that he asked if what's the youngest that a person could get certified. So I'm believing that children are going to be there from the ages of 13 all the way up to adult. So if you're 13 years old out there in Oklahoma and you want to get certified as CPR provider, hey, come on through, and get your certification.
Yep. Yeah. So we're gonna be certifying personnel there as well. Kind of pretty much similar to what we did there in Texas at the House of Resources. We're doing the same thing,
Yeah,
but with that extra piece with dealing with natural disasters when it comes to the human trafficking part.
Okay. Now that would definitely. I can't wait because, like I say, I'm learning as the more I be around you, I'm learning this world too. So what's the as I put in the title, just building up the company. Let's talk about something, because it's we're about what 8 months in, 6, 7, 8 months in now since I mean, y'all been doing it longer. Since I'm talking about since we came together was trying to do the Texas division and all
right.
this stuff like this.
Right.
All right.
So
It's about,
what
about
was,
8. I think it is about 8 months, right?
yeah, because I think it was like
It's about
February. It was around February or something like that when we first. I think me and Steve started
yeah,
talking, and we started talking around January or something in a group thing, and I think it's about February.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so it's just about 8 months.
yeah,
Yeah,
about 8 months in. So since we've been thinking and plotting and going through the ins and outs of the Instagram page getting took and all kind of different stuff, what would y'all say been some the hurdles or things that we really gonna need to really take this to another level? First, we can discuss the hurdles, and then we can talk about the things that we're going to need to take. I mean, of course, the money. So, what I'm saying, that's the hugest thing. But let's talk about some of the things that y'all would consider hurdles, or maybe they wasn't hurdles because y'all already knew it was going to be a problem. Let's talk about that as far as a security company trying to break into this industry.
all right.
Uh,
Oh, go ahead,
you go.
Steve.
You go ahead.
No, I've been talking too much. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, some of the hurdles. I mean, yeah, like you said, I mean, with anything, finance is a huge part. But besides that, connecting with the right people. You know what I'm saying? Like yourself and everybody you have connecting us with that as that's actually serious and and want to help us build and don't have at the end of the day don't have a hidden agenda. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
um, that's been kind of like some of the hurdles that we've been coming across where we're working with some individuals and then they had a hidden agenda. You know what I'm saying?
A
And
big one.
then
Yeah.
it, then that agenda start to come out. Then we like, hey, dog, this is not what we.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't
That's
agreed
what
on.
I'm
You know what I'm saying?
I
You
ain't signed
know,
up for this here.
right? You know what I'm saying? So, networking, is really, I'm glad that we actually communicate, like I said, in the group and start, really reaching out to each other because that's to me that's a really big portion because getting connected with the right people um, so we can build the infrastructure of the company so we can build that come up with some things to where we can build things financially so we can actually go ahead and get it forward operational. So networking is a huge key outside of the financing part, but I'll let Jason go ahead get
Another one of the hurdles that we have is exposure. That's one of the other like main hurdles that we have to try and navigate through because if you look at us as a whole, and I'm talking about um, black businesses as a whole, especially security, it's not very many of us. I mean, it's quite a few, but it's not very many. And then everybody's coming with a different angle on how to get into the security business, the whole overall aspect of, hey, let me get my face out there and show everybody what I'm capable of doing. When all we want is this exposure on what we want to do as far as helping others, as far as helping the community, number one, but as a whole, touch on some really heavy stuff that everybody's really not too keen on or want to even be, you know, cognizant of as far as human trafficking, sex trafficking, children being taken from their parents or something like that. And there's nothing out there or anyone out there. I'm pretty sure that there are groups out there that are, on the front line trying to get this awareness out there. But for us to want to really go out there and lay the hammer down. You know what I'm saying? Bring the noise, so to speak, and bring these kids home. It's not very many of it. I think really the tip of the spear. Seriously, I think Shield of Valor is the tip of the spear. When like, okay, we coming for you, and I don't care if somebody gets mad at what I'm saying right now. I know this is a streaming platform. I'm not trying to get you in no type of trouble, Tony. But when it comes to our children, man, that's something that we should really take to heart, like heavily take to heart. Not just so much as trying to get notoriety or anything like that, but just to the fact of the matter, these are kids, these are babies.
Yeah.
They don't have the mental capacity to understand what the heck is going on out there and why they're placed in this position by a grown individual that's supposed to have already grown up here.
Yeah.
No, that's not right, man. And if nobody's going to stand up there and be that shield for them, you got the shield right here.
Yeah.
Shield of Valor Executive
right,
Protector.
right. You
Nah.
know what I'm saying? To touch on what some of the things he was saying, saying protecting because our youth, the kids are the next generation. And we have to protect those kids. Just like our brother Malcolm X said, by any means necessary. You know what I mean? And we have to, be in that front line, especially as adults, as men. We got to, protect our children, even if it's not our children. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, you got to protect with, you got kids at home. Want to protect those kids at home, but outside, especially dealing with our community, man, we got to protect these kids because
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff not going really too much depth into it, but it really affects the child psychologically,
Mhm.
and then it affects them, when they become in adulthood, it affects their living a life and everything. So, you know, um, let a child be a kid at the end of the day. At the end of the day, a grown adult. You're supposed to be mature, just like Jason said, up there mentally, but you got some people out here just um got crazy mindset and everything, and they doing these things to these kids and stuff like that, and it affects them growing up. It affects all in all angles, not just um it affects their life. What I'm saying. It affects them. When they get up to age, they dating,
Still
marriage
dealing with
life, and
yeah.
school and everything. So it just affects their way of life. And because they didn't have a chance to be a kid, now they're dealing with this trauma. You know what I mean? And a kid deserve to be a kid. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you're taking that kid's childhood away. You know what I'm saying? But that's just added on with some of the things that Jason was saying.
Yeah. And to me, I mean, when I talked to you and I seen what y'all was doing, it was like a no brainer to me because I was already talking about it like that, but not from a business point of view. Because to me, it should be on some just manhood stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially as black
Right.
men. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
like Shield of Valor is here to protect every child, everybody that's here that needs protection. But when you want to specifically talk about our community, I see it because I deal with the youth, right? They're so lost in society. They come from a lot of them come from households that don't really care. They don't know if they missing or runaways or they won't know for 3 or 4 days. It's because sometimes he might just run away or he might just run away. You know what I'm saying? So it could be 3, 4 days,
Right.
5 days, a week before somebody even really take it serious that that child is missing because the life and the environment that they live in, no one cares. And I see it every day. Like I see every day kids that just don't really too many people care for them, or if they do, they don't feel it or they don't see it and feel it, so they think don't nobody care for them. You know what I'm saying? Either way, that child is an easy target for people that want to take advantage of them, people that want to smuggle them or kidnap. You know what I'm saying? That's the easy prey. So as far as like I say, to me, it's just manhood, but as the fact that we're actually building a company that's here to do that. And like you say, it's some people that do community service. There's some people that do community stuff like that, and I salute them. But what you're talking about is different because you're going after the people that doing. You're going after the baby that's missing. You're going out. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's a little more. That's a little more different because now we're searching for. You know what I'm saying? Or the people that's doing it. Now they know. Oh, it's a company called Shield of Valor. We have to watch them because they're after people like us. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
Right.
that's the
Right.
systems and the note, and that's why you say notoriety is key because if don't nobody know we out here and we have this service, it just goes falls by the wayside. You know what I'm saying? So every person in America needs to know about Shield of Valor and what the company is here to do, and then how can we entangle with what they do to protect our neighborhoods and our cities and stuff like that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So like those are like some of the hurdles to coming across. Business wise. Just connected with the right people, man. So we can we can build that. The finances, and it actually someone that has good intentions of what we're backing what we're trying to do. Such as yourself, man. Like I said, I really appreciate us really networking with each other because, man, in the past before we came across you, brother,
Yeah.
man, it was
Man,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
man, he already know what I'm getting ready to say.
Yeah, nah, yeah. I heard some. Y'all told me about a few, and that's the unfortunate thing because everybody sees what's the this is a lick for me. This is an opportunity instead of looking like this is something I could be a part of. Like you know what I'm saying? Like when I seen what y'all was doing, I'm like, man, these guys doing something that I know our community need. I couldn't do it in that capacity. It only makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't about no money or nothing like that. I always taught impact brings income, right? So I wasn't worried about getting anything from y'all. I want to figure out how can we come together and make the biggest impact, because if we make the
Right.
biggest impact, that's going to bring the income regardless. It just goes together. You know what I'm saying? So when you stop
Right.
thinking so selfish and individual, and being so individualized, you really get to what you want faster and quicker by being, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
by being more into what can we do together, or I don't need nothing right now, man. Don't worry about that. Let's build this together. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you'll get more of the money, and I have to learn that myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I was always about the money, right? I was always about the money, and I made some okay money, but to the level I wanted to go to, I had to realize that little petty mindset thinking about every little dollar is not gonna get it. You have to do stuff that you're gonna maybe lose in right now to really get to the big money, because because if you losing money because of your impact, of the impact you're trying to make, the bigger bag will come later. You know what I'm saying? So, I tell people, I'm never gonna be the one that says it's not about money. We need money. Yes, it is about money. We're in a capitalistic world. I don't care how you feel personally. You need money, and if you feel like you don't need money, let me have your money, and I'll talk to you in 30 days and see how life treating you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's that selfish mindset that most people that we've come across have really displayed toward what Shield of Valor is trying to do. You know, when you are like, oh, this is a cash cow for me. I like this idea. I'm gonna keep you guys on board in case you got better ideas or whatever. And then, hey, but just let me be the forefront of this company. Let me take this company to the next level. And it's like, you wasn't there when we were preparing this company.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you remember the story, that little red hen. Remember that childhood story?
Yeah.
Yeah, little red hen. Like Steve and I and Lionel, we were talking about this in 2015. And it's like, where were you barnyard animals at when we were sitting up there
For real.
trying to put this thought into reality,
Right.
bring this thought into reality, bring this into fruition. Where were you? Now all of a sudden, now that it has a face and a name to it, now you want to put your grubby fingers in there and act like, oh, well, I can do all of this for the company. Yeah, we know that too, but we can too.
Yeah.
We know what you can do. That's good for you. But hey, we new to the game. Let us try and get our feet wet and see what we can do on our own without you trying to stick your fingers into something that we built it.
Yeah.
And we want to build with somebody who wants to see the company do something instead of trying to take it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm glad we came across a brother like you and a couple of other people. You know what I'm saying?
And it's about paying your dues. Like the first thing I thought about is what can I do to help y'all, because I know y'all, like I told y'all the one that y'all the one got the big guns, and y'all the one that really did this for real. And like, so I can't just come in and be like, oh man, no, like, okay, what can I do to, I know y'all got all that covered. Can I let me work in this section right here to put some skin in the game, and that's how I look at
but you already got it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And because I can't.
You already got skin in the game, though, man. Because you work with kids.
Yeah,
work with you.
Yeah, no, but I'm just talking about individually.
So what I'm really speaking for is you already work with kids.
Yeah, what I'm really speaking towards though is the mindset of the people that y'all came across, or the people in our community that's always thinking dollar, dollar, dollar. You know what I'm saying? Because I teach this to the kids too. If you're going after every dollar, you're going to end up in a lot of bad situations, because if you chase every dollar, is most money gonna lead you to a bad situation, especially when you're hungry and starving for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the best money to take is the money that you can get when you really don't need it, because you ain't got to do nothing outside of your character to get it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the best money. And what you have to do is build up a mindset and a way of getting it when you don't have the money. I tell people all the time, I walked away from a lot of money from different people I could have did business with, because it was outside of my lane or outside of what I was going after, because I can't just do everything for money. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's been a couple times I'm like, man, hold on, I needed that little couple grand a month or so. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you're trying to build like me, and you cut off this person or that person or this person and that person, and that's $1,000 here, 2,000 there. You start looking like, man, I just cut off $4,000 or $5,000 monthly, which any company that's building needs. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I stood on principle, and I learned that when I stand on principle and I be true to myself, more of that'll come. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have felt bad. It was the same thing as like when I worked at jobs, I felt uncomfortable. Not saying nothing bad with jobs, so we're not even talking about that today. I'm talking about me personally. I felt like, man, forget chasing that check. Let me go build something. And I tell people a lot of times, it's a lot of people make more money than me, right? But what I do with my money is more impactful. So that's how I look at life. I don't look at life like who made the most money. Because if you tell me, say, Tony, I just made 2 million this year, and then I look at your life and I don't see no impact, that's not saying nothing to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'd rather be the person that makes 6 figures a year but making a huge impact to the people. You know, that's my mindset person. That ain't everybody's mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I was just, I'm just grateful and thankful to be a part of this company. And as it's growing and I see it growing and I see the name getting out there and I see, and everything I said when we first had our conversation, I said, because y'all, I always go back to that first conversation. I said, what's the plan? You started talking about $750,000. I almost ran to Mexico when you talked to me. I said, hold on. I said, hold on, man. I said, we're gonna put that on the big board. Let's start working with the small board. You remember what I said?
Yeah.
Hey man, hold on, man. Hey, don't put that much pressure on me, man. I know the people I'm dealing with. We ain't gonna be able to come up with that like that, man.
Right.
We can come up with it, but it's gonna have to be a whole nother strategy to get there. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
and to be 8 months in, and we really haven't, we really just starting. You know what I'm saying? This 8 months have been the 8 months it took to see the route we going. Now we know we're about to be doing these events. We got the Build a Nation conference coming next year that Shield of Valor be featured at, plus securing. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be a double whammy day. That's gonna be real. We're gonna have speakers and security. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be a double whammy.
Right.
We got October coming up, and then we're gonna do some more stuff the following week in Texas, right? Before y'all go back to the West Coast. So we got a lot of things building. And now it's just time to take it to another level. You know what I'm saying? So I know my guys around here always asking about y'all and this and that. So that off that one transaction, y'all already planning in Central Texas mind. And that's off one just meeting. So like you say, we come to the next time, we make sure we hit the radios again. We do this and we do that. And it just keeps building and building up. By next year, when we do the Build a Nation conference and Shield of Valor is protecting the whole venue, it's gonna be game over by then. You know what I'm saying? And we still haven't we haven't even talked about the GoFundMe that we about to kick off to raise money for building up the company.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, like I said, when we get there, this is gonna be a more like a hiring blast, so to speak. Just everybody come out. You want to, what I'm saying, you want to work. We're trying to build the company to where, hey, the community can be safe. You can be safe. You can put some money in your pocket and feel good about it.
Yeah.
About doing it. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we got. This is what we got planned out. But we really want to make sure that these schools are safe with these kids.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing in a nutshell. And it may be OJT for everybody to get the mindset. Okay, these. This is how the kids operate. This is how they go. Not to be no predator, because if you come on board and you trying to be a predator, you out. We putting the cuffs on you and we throwing you to the wolves.
Yeah.
You gotta go, because these babies' lives are dependent on us being that shield for them at this particular point. And if you got an ulterior motive, you gotta go. Period. And that's just the way I see the whole thing right now.
Yeah, because we're gonna be patrolling with a different heart. Same fierce, you know what I'm saying? Same fearness and no plan, but with a different heart, because we ain't trying to send you to jail or we ain't trying to do this, but we are here to make sure. But we are here to make sure everything goes smooth. So now you need to work with us so we can stay away from the other side of where this could go. You know what I'm saying? So it's more we're more trying to build with the people instead of being there to fight and regulate everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We come with the serious business, but at the same time, we here to, help the community, what I'm saying, help, especially the young ones, especially young brothers out there,
Right.
help them, to like to see it. There's a different way out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, we hey, we we about that business.
Yeah.
No, no,
Hey,
we ain't gonna
hey,
catch
hey,
you.
I got some hard heads. I already been telling. They be like, man, how you gonna be on the other side of this? I'm like, I ain't on the other side. I'm on the right side. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they look at me, from my background, they look at me. It's weird for me to be teamed up with a security company, but that's the problem right there, because you should see every black man in your community as somebody that's here to protect you. You know what I'm saying? So it shouldn't be like us versus them. Like it's us. And we got to protect and watch over each other, and breathe life into each other and build each other up. So that's, like I say, this is a company, but to me, at the end of the day, it just go back to manhood. You know what I'm saying? Just being a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
this is just man stuff. This ain't even nothing like outside of normal thinking. It shouldn't be anyway. It is in our community because they don't see it every day like this. If you see or hear somebody talking about protecting the community, it's usually their dad or somebody like that, and they talking about doing it on just a low level. You know what I'm saying? So doing it at a high level, black men, all this, that's like a whoa, where this come from? We don't do this type of stuff,
Right.
So now I'm already working with that mindset that we have a security company. We come in here, it's gonna be big straps and big guns and all that stuff too. But we come in here to love and build and inspire and motivate y'all to be better people. We're not coming here on no quote unquote police stuff. We're here to just make sure everybody go home at night, but we're here to do it with love.
Right. Just like Jason was saying, when we after our event there in from Oklahoma, we're going to be coming there to Texas,
Yeah.
doing a hiring blast, getting accepting people resumes and applications and all that kind of stuff, because we're the next step that we're doing is setting up the patrol there, our public safety division there in Texas. So
Yeah.
um, we want to get the ball rolling on that, get
Yeah.
personnel, start accepting resumes and applications, so that way when things really get rolling, hey, we got the guys to hit the ground running. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we're gonna get on that this week. I know the Oklahoma flyer and then a couple flyers for the following week. So I'll be putting all that together and try to get these flyers out. And then once they all get out, we'll come back. Maybe next weekend or something. All the flyers should be out for the Oklahoma and what we're gonna be doing the following week in Texas. So then we'll just be able to talk about that. But as we wrap up, man, anything else y'all want to let the people know? Give them the websites, give them the cash apps, everything. By the next time we sit down, we should be talking. We're gonna have the flyers, and I'll be able to blast them for the up and coming events. And I want us to talk offline this week about going ahead and putting this GoFundMe together. So maybe that's something, once we get that lined up and get that account started, that's something we can come back and go live and talk about too.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just looking forward, as we progress with things with Oklahoma. It's going to be a really good event that we're putting together. Actually connecting with some people out there dealing with the crisis management personnel, and you know dealing with some people there. The some of the people, from what we've been told, some of the superintendents from the school districts, all that's going to looking to attend. So it's going to be a pretty exciting event in Oklahoma. So we're excited to doing that, and then also coming there in Texas and getting things started, meet with people and get things there, really the ball rolling there in Texas. So we got some things that's coming up, and hey man, we gonna keep pushing forward, man. Pretty excited, to get things going with our division, especially there in Texas.
Right. Now I have a question, Tony. Now is it just a Temple ISD that wants this right now, or have
No,
we?
the Temple is who I have talked to, but this is a state thing. Texas, when I would tell you about, they passed a law where they have to have armed security and regular security at every school's.
Right.
Now that's a state thing. So
That's a great thing.
Temple is just who I know I can talk to, and I'm pretty sure I can get with Miss Phyllis, and she can connect me with somebody in Killeen, and we can, we can start off base maybe the Central Texas schools and then grow from there. But yeah, no, this is a state thing overall.
State thing. Okay. All right. Good. So that's even better. That's even better because we wanted to make sure that we can hit up at least 4 school districts while we're there. You know what I'm saying? If need be, we can sit down, talk with them, bring in a proposal. You know, everybody's gonna be in their shirts and everything because telling wifey we're gonna have three shirts. So we're gonna have a white one, we're gonna have a crimson one, and we're gonna have a navy blue one. So hey,
Hey, no turquoise.
hell no. I'm gonna tell my wife what you said, man.
Hey, so people always tell me, man, you remember everything, man. Yeah, man. Say, hey, but yeah,
that is not gonna happen.
Nah. Those are the good solid colors right there, man. So give them the cash out. I got the website. Do it was no, this what? Yeah, is this the website?
Yeah, that's the website.
Okay.
We're doing some maintenance on the website, so it should be up here about like a day or so. But
okay.
but yeah, that's still the link to the website. You know what I'm saying? That is our company email. Um, one of the things we have to GoFundMe. We're still doing with the GoFundMe for the mama GoFundMe page. So I'm gonna get we can put the link.
Send me that link and I'll put it in the descriptions when I post it to YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, because that's another one. But then also we're gonna have some things we can start doing things with Square, so that way we have another link for Square as well.
Okay.
And everything, so that way people can go ahead and hey, if they whatever they can, hey, it could be $1. You know what I'm saying?
Where did they go to? Is it on GoFundMe? Who that's where y'all went through?
Yeah. GoFundMe, the mama GoFundMe.
They clock in tap in Shield of Valor. Is that the protection?
Yeah, it's the mama GoFundMe that we set up. And I'm getting I'm getting a link right now, so that way we'll have the link. You can post the link. I'm great. Put it in the chat. I got it right here.
Yeah. You put it in the chat and make sure you email it to me, and then I'll put it in the description, so it'll be in the chat in the description.
Okay.
So Rise Up Youth Camp fundraiser. So that's for Mama right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But we can set up some other links as well, like the Square and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got you.
Where we can have things set up for that.
I got y'all, man. Well, another good stream. I love the way the direction is going in this building, and it's where I thought it would be. You know what I'm saying? Because I told y'all first conversation, we have to build this up, and it's not gonna just flood in the way we want. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like most of the stuff I do, like the House of Resources, the CEO Youth League. What kid want to learn about finances all day? It's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, so right. I have to make it cool. I have to build it up. I have to put it in their brains. I have to show them over and over. I got to be consistent when it ain't even no money to be consistent with. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like just where we go, and that's why I started the House of Resources. Why? Because companies, especially with companies that got skin tones like us, we don't have the resources to. It's three guys that's talking about doing a security company, and they go ask their uncle for $2 million right now to start it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we don't have the same resources as everybody else. So our resources are us. We are our resources. We coming together and doing this together is the resources. When you don't have the one uncle you can call and just get $1 million to start a company. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And yeah, and like you said, man, that's why I was saying earlier, the networking is really an important key, because said you may not have the resources, but someone within your network may can say, hey man, I'm doing this, they can like what we're doing right now.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna put one of the homies on the spot, Jason. You know what I'm saying? Jason, I got the hoodie on.
I see it.
Let me put it out there to one of my quote unquote rich broke friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hey, that brother right there is solid. You know, the
Solid,
brother
man.
with
You
H,
already know
he is.
he's
solid
solid,
right
he's
there.
solid
Very
as they
solid.
come, man. That's the
Shout out,
homie.
shout out.
I was representing him. I was just worried. I just realized that I'm really repping the home, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey.
you know, for
Look
real.
here, man. Look here. That brother is solid, and that's all I gotta say about that. That brother Hussein is solid.
Yeah.
All right, that's a solid brother, and hey,
And we will.
can't wait to.
I'm
wait
gonna
to-
get with him this week to make sure we have an event. Cause I know definitely when y'all come out, we're gonna come at the House of Resources, but we're gonna do something in Harker Heights at his spot too. So
Okay.
yeah, because that'll be good because we're closer to the base, we're closer to all the soldiers, and then when we doing the hiring thing, we got more opportunity of soldiers coming because we right there where they at. You know what I'm saying? Or ex-soldiers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we'll just make sure we double it up just to have 2 different events in 2 different spots, man. But I'm gonna wrap it up with that, man. There was another episode of Wilderness Gangsta. I got my boy Jason. I got my guy Steven on here. Shield of Valor, Executive Protection. You know what I'm saying? Go to the website. Go to the GoFundMe that they already got up to help with, and that helps more of the events of keeping that going yearly and all the stuff right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just don't want them to get confused because we're gonna hit them with another one, and this one is strictly for operational costs, growing the company. So I don't want y'all to think that I don't want y'all to think that we need money for multiple different things. So you will see multiple different.
That's for the camp. That's for the camp for next year.
Yeah.
That's for the camp for next year. So that way, all the operational costs for Mama won't be so strenuous or anything like that. All the things that the youth may need, like for buses,
I'm putting it on wax right now. Next year, CEO Youth League want to partner with that because I already said I want to do a CEO Youth League in California. So I want to be there to help out with all that. You know, I want to bring a business financial aspect to it. I want to put a little bread to help it go smoother too. And I'm going to definitely show up in person. So I'm committing that right now on screen that CEO Youth League will be a part of it.
Hey, at this day, at our time, 12:56.
Yeah.
PM,
yeah.
9/16/2023. You heard him say it, everybody.
I tell people I love doing that to myself because I love holding myself accountable, right?
Right.
So I do that to make sure I gotta do it, right? Like I put out when my book wasn't done, I had posted, man, my book almost done. Book wasn't even halfway done. I said my book almost done. I got like over 100 people that would jumped in the comments and stuff. I'm like, hold on. I gotta make it. I just told them it's almost done. Now I got to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So I love that because I wish I could have been a part of this one this year. But after seeing it, I was like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like that would have changed my life. I didn't even think about how I could have helped change some of the kids. Like I'm talking about how it would have changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because that's what I do. That's my everyday life. You know. Right. So to be in a different state, out there in the wilderness, doing that stuff that I want to learn personally, stuff that you know what I'm saying. Y'all teaching stuff. I'm in front. I'm cutting in front of the line with the kids. I'm fighting over who first. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so next year CEO Youth League will be wrapped up in that event. That's for sure.
All right, and this is our promise too. Shield of Valor, Executive Protection, and Valor Elite Youth Enrichment Foundation will be doing some things out there with CEO Youth League in Texas. And that's our promise. And you can quote us on this one, 12:57 p.m., 9/16/2023. We're gonna be out there with you. All right, so hey, it's a circle effect. You know what I'm saying? Full circle. This is what we're gonna do to upbuild each other's nonprofits, man, and companies as well too. So hey, we on board with you two right now, bro. Period.
Yes, sir.
That's love, man. Well, y'all go kick it in the West, man. Go to the beach or something, relax today, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I forgot you in Vegas. Ain't even no beach in Vegas.
No, it's clouds in the sky. Hey, I don't trust the clouds today, man.
Only thing we got close to a beach is Lake Mead, man. That's
go to Cali. Yeah, you might well stay at the house. You can hey, I stay at the house and fill up my tub, man. I'm right. All right, man. We love my brothers. We definitely. I'm gonna get these flyers together, and I get with y'all midweek, and then we'll figure out the schedule for the next talk next week sometime.
Okay.
Brother.
All right, man. Y'all have a great day, man. Thank you, everybody.
Right, you too, man. You guys have a good one.
Love.